The star top model constantly has social media buzzing, while simultaneously maintaining an aura of mystery. Kendall Jenner opens up in an exclusive interview with Vogue France at the height of summer. You would be hard-pushed to find a more cinematic life than that of Kendall Jenner, the cover star of our August issue. She grew up being filmed by the cameras of E! Entertainment.
She was just 11 years old when her family became the focus of the reality show The Kardashians, and 18 years old when her father, a gold medalist at the 1976 Olympic Games, came out as transgender on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine.
This Truman Show-like start to life didn't stop the young Californian from fulfilling her lifelong dream of becoming a model. From her first show for Marc Jacobs in 2014, which saw her walk the runway in a sheer top at New York Fashion Week, to today, when she is one of the world's highest-paid supermodels, she has always set her own rules. She has walked the runway for Balenciaga, Chanel and Prada, has an impressive number of beauty campaigns under her belt, and also has her own tequila business in Mexico with her brand 818, which has been endorsed by all the experts in the field. Ambitious, she handles the paradox of being ultra-exposed while maintaining an air of mystery like no one else could. A pivotal figure of Generation Z, she embraces her passion for the latest wellness innovations and isn't afraid to share her concerns about mental health.
On the cover of the August issue of Vogue France, you posed during the spring for a Vogue US issue dedicated to health and wellness. This is a huge preoccupation of our time. Is it a crucial topic for you?
Yes, taking care of my body and mind has been a priority since childhood. I've always loved being outdoors, sports, and feeling in control. I've always been athletic. It's part of my nature, even if it has to be in moderation. There was a time in my life, particularly during COVID, when I was so afraid of getting sick that it consumed all my thoughts. I realized that this wasn't healthy either, and that I needed to recenter my focus. For me, it's more a question of finding the right balance to ensure that it doesn't stop me from having fun or enjoying life.
How does this translate into your everyday life?
I have a well-established beauty routine, and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this because I've had quite a few skin problems in the past. I apply sun protection every day, Elta SPF 45, and my day cream is Weleda Skin Food Soin Reparateur. I exercise as much as I can whenever I can. I particularly enjoy pickleball and snowboarding in winter. But it's not a chore, as I really enjoy doing it. I also do a lot of physical and mental checkups. I stop and ask myself if I'm treating myself with kindness. And if I'm having a difficult day, I remind myself not to get too bogged down in negative thoughts and to stay positive.
In your latest beauty video with Vogue, you celebrate your natural beauty, without makeup. What is your personal definition of beauty?
Beauty comes down to self-confidence. As cliché as it may sound, it comes from within. I have often noticed that beautiful people love themselves for exactly who they are. It's something that I admire, even if it's much easier said than done.
When do you feel beautiful?
When I'm being authentic and honest with myself. This also means doing things that I enjoy, and therefore when I feel happy and comfortable.
On the topic of mental health, you were one of the first models to talk openly about your panic attacks and the fact that you were subject to sleep paralysis. How do you manage now?
It's a constant work in progress, especially when it comes to panic attacks. You have to learn to protect yourself from the things or situations that can provoke them. Anxiety, stress, and depression are all closely entwined. Life is also about learning to identify these triggers that push us into states that we don't want to be in, or sometimes learning to manage them better when they are unavoidable. For me, it's a question of regulating my emotions, of better understanding how my brain and body work. It takes time, but it's a lot of prevention. There's no way of eliminating it completely. You can't just snap your fingers and it will go away. Instead, you have to learn to ride the wave.
Being in the spotlight so much, with a family signing up for their 35th season of a reality television show and having almost 293 million Instagram followers, must be stressful. How do you manage to protect yourself? Do you manage to switch off sometimes?
I really like the idea of self-preservation. It's truly so important. Social networking is much more than exposing certain things to the world. It's also about exposing your energy. I'm very careful to protect it and with it my mind. The more we share on social media, the more we give others the chance to reach out and disturb us. So I try to assess what I can handle and when I need to distance myself. I'm careful not to spend too much time online. If I have to devote part of my day to this, I then put down my phone to write, read, go out for a walk, or see my friends. It's essential. And above all, I never read the comments. I really stay out of these debates that don't even really exist. We have to remind ourselves that none of this is real. Nothing is more powerful than living in the present, in reality.
You don't hesitate to share the books you read. Which authors or books have had the biggest impact on you?
I love poetry. In particular, I love the collection of poems, devotions, the selected poems of Mary Oliver, which I find very beautiful. In terms of personal development, the Surrender Experiment, my journey into life's perfection, has allowed me to realize lots of things. I'm also currently reading When Things Fall Apart, Hard Advice for Difficult Times by Pema Chodron, which is incredible. Also, Brian Weiss's Only Love is Real, a story of soulmates reunited and many lives, many masters. 2 books that truly stand out. They deal with past lives and self-love.
You've revealed that you're a fan of journaling, the daily practice of putting your thoughts on paper. Is this a cathartic exercise or an opportunity to set new goals?
I write about everything, my feelings, my emotions, my desires, my rough patches. I also write down memories of moments or events that I want to remember. I believe in the power of manifesting, but I'm very grateful for a lot of things. For the life I lead in general, the hard times and the happy times, for my family, my friends, and above all, my health.
As a fashion and beauty ambassador, you model for some of the biggest names in fashion. In a career spanning 10 years, you've already achieved so much. What does success mean to you?
If I want to get a little deeper, I'd say that in reality, it's about being happy. At the end of the day, the most important thing is happiness. Being able to feel good when you look in the mirror, to be the best version of myself, to be kind, and to have compassion for others, to be able, at the end of the day, to look at myself and be proud of the person I see. That's true success.
Do you still have unaccomplished dreams as a model?
Of course! You never know what's around the corner in this industry. I dream above all of longevity. Even when I'm older, I hope people will still think of me. There are houses I've never worked with before that I really like. If they contact me, I'll be grateful and honored. I'd like to stay in the limelight as the years go by, while still enjoying it as much as ever.
In 2021, you launched your own tequila brand called 818. How did the idea come about?
818 has been a very personal project from day one. It started over 5 years ago. I like to drink tequila with my friends, and we've always enjoyed tasting it and finding the best of its kind. The idea of having my own brand was born. Of course, I didn't have any specific know-how about creating my own brand. I'm not a professional, but I traveled to Mexico several times until I found a very good distillery. Initially, I thought it would be a small production, just for my family and friends. As this tequila was particularly good, we started doing blind tastings with other appellations, and we found that it was very successful. I love the idea that this is a tequila for my generation. It's fun, delicious, and affordable. I'm very proud of it. I've learned so much, and it's made me realize that I'm also a leader and a businesswoman. It's going really well, and I hope it lasts.
Kendall has really put her heart and soul into 818. From the initial concept to the final product, her dedication has been incredible. It's not just a business venture, it's a passion project.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I don't know what will happen tomorrow, so it's difficult to say. But I would love to have a family, become a mother, and have children.
Unlike your sisters, who have shared every detail of their private lives on television, you are rather discreet on the subject. Is this a barrier that you put up to protect yourself?
Yes, it's a natural barrier that I first put up at a very young age. I've always been a little more reserved than my sisters. I've maintained my privacy, especially because I've been scrutinized ever since I was a teenager. Having this magnifying glass held over my head has made me a bit uncomfortable about intimacy. This decision to be discreet works really well for me. It makes my relationships feel special and sacred, while avoiding sharing too much information that could hurt me later on.
And last but not the least, do you consider yourself to be a feminist?
Yes, of course I do. I come from a matriarchal family, and I have so many strong friends who undertake things that I admire. Even in my role as a L'Oreal ambassador, for which I'm lucky enough to meet people from all generations and with different backgrounds, I've always had extraordinary relationships with women, and it's very important to me that we support each other.